Every evening, just before the sun slipped behind the hills, the girl took her place by the window. The house was small, built of weathered wood that creaked with every change of season. It stood at the edge of a dirt road where wagons once passed and dust settled like memory on the fence posts. From her window, she could see the long bend of the road, the one that disappeared into tall oaks and promises made years ago. Her name was Eleanor. She had been young when she first waited there, her hair still dark, her hands smooth, her heart loud with hope. That was the summer he left. He had stood by the gate with a travel bag slung over his shoulder and eyes full of dreams bigger than the town could hold. He spoke of work beyond the river, of money enough to build a better house, of returning before the leaves fell. "I'll be back before winter," he said, smiling the way men smile when they believe the world is kind. Eleanor believed him. At first, waiting felt easy. Days were busy and evenings were sweet with expectation. Each sound of wheels or footsteps made her heart rise. Every stranger on the road looked for a moment like him. She kept the window clean, the curtains tied back, the lamp lit early so he could see the house from far away. Winter came. The road turned white and quiet. Letters stopped coming. People spoke gently when they mentioned his name, as if their voices might break something fragile in the air. Eleanor said nothing. She simply kept waiting. Spring followed, then summer again. The town changed in small ways. New families arrived. Old neighbors were buried beneath stones carved with dates that felt too close together. Eleanor's friends married, moved away, grew older. She stayed. The window became her place in the world. Years softened her face but hardened her patience. She learned the language of seasons by heart. She knew the sound of rain before it fell, and the smell of snow before it touched the ground. She watched children grow into adults from that same window, watched them leave on the same road, full of the same hopes. Sometimes, late at night, doubt would whisper to her. Perhaps he had forgotten. Perhaps fate had taken him somewhere without return. But every morning, she folded those thoughts away like unwanted letters and prepared for evening. Because waiting had become more than hope. It was memory. She remembered the way he laughed, the way he held her hand as if afraid the world might steal her away. As long as she waited, those memories stayed alive. If she stopped, she feared they would fade, and with them, the part of her that once believed in tomorrows. The house aged with her. Paint peeled. The roof sagged. Still, the window remained clear. She repaired it herself when cracks appeared, refusing help. That window was hers alone. People came to know her as the quiet woman who waited. Some pitied her. Some admired her devotion. Others shook their heads and said time had claimed her sense. Eleanor paid them no mind. Time, after all, was her companion. On her final autumn, the air carried a familiar chill. Eleanor moved slower now, her hands thin, her hair silver as frost. That evening, she sat by the window wrapped in a worn shawl, watching the road bathed in orange light. For a moment, she thought she heard footsteps. Her heart stirred, old but not dead. She leaned forward, eyes straining, breath caught between hope and habit. The road remained empty, just as it had so many times before. She smiled softly. "It's all right," she whispered, though no one was there to hear. She understood now that some returns were not meant to happen in the flesh. Some were meant to live only in the quiet space between memory and belief. As the sun disappeared and shadows filled the room, Eleanor rested her head against the window frame. Her eyes closed, and her breathing slowed, gentle as falling leaves. When morning came, the town found her there, peaceful, still facing the road. They buried her beside the old house. The window remained, catching light at sunset, reflecting the road as it always had. Travelers sometimes say that when dusk falls just right, they feel as though someone is watching, waiting, not for footsteps, but for the promise that love, once given, is never truly lost, even if the road remains empty forever.